Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the world only calls God, and his only begotten Son's name is Yahweh Shai. And of course is in the Paleo Hebrew. Alright? In the Lashon Kadash, the Holy Tongue. Okay? Understand that. Alright? It's not any of those other names, alright, which the world goes and says is the names of the Most High and His Son, or the titles and such. All right, it's Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh in the name of His Son Yahweh Shai. All right. Of course, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutation to all the sincere Akim that's doing this work, rightly dividing the word of truth sincerely. All right. I'm the brother Amafpa from Great Millstone Plain Tables Camp, located here in Great Babylon in America. All right. That's Great Babylon. America is Babylon. All right. Here in Philadelphia, currently. All right, that's where I'm located. So anyway, it doesn't even matter anyway. What matters is this truth. All right. And we're gonna clear the air. All right. We have a devil, which the word devil means deceiver. Okay. Let me see if I can get it on the screen. This guy right here, who is a Moabite, all right, which the Moabites, they are actual what they call so-called Chinese people, all right, Moab, all right, and he's a minister, or he's calling himself a prophet and such. All right, another false prophet though. All right, and he's coming up, of course, against the truth of the scriptures. All right, and here we go yet again. All right, to of course defend the gospel of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, we have a heathen here, and he's of course modeling after his father, the devil. He's they're nothing but followers of the so-called white man, which the so-called white man is the devil. All right, they're the deceiver. All right, and you other heathen, you're nothing but deceivers as well, because you don't have no understanding of the scriptures, nor do you have any understanding, period. All right, you're just fools. All right, because you don't study. All right, you don't really go into anything, and really when you try to go into things, you try to, of course, run around the truth. All right, and the facts. You don't go deep. All right, and you try to, of course, to try to come up against the truth, but it's you can't really do nothing against this truth. All right, because this is a Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Let's start off. So we're gonna go Ezekiel, the 25th chapter. All right, verse 1. The Lord, that's like it says, the word of Yahweh. All right, Lord in all caps is Yahweh when you go into the Hebrew. All right, the Lashon Kadash. All right. It says, came again unto me, saying, this is Ezekiel, Son of man, set thy face against the Ammonites and prophesy against them. All right, which Ammon is that's the so-called Japanese and such. All right, so the so-called Japanese, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is against them, of course. And I'm just go and make this point. You damn heathen, y'all just y'all are detestable. All right, I don't understand, how could you even think to pick up the scriptures when it's not even dealing with you. When it's saying, of course, when something clearly says go against a type of people. All right, and it's people that are not of your own. All right, you know, being Salakia, meaning you're not Israelites. All right, none of y'all are Israelites. All right. All of y'all are nothing but followers of false doctrines. All right, you Moabites, you Ammonites. All right, which originally, you used to follow your own false gods. Now, of course, you following all these other gods because you're drunk off the wine that's here in America. All right, America then, of course, got all these other nations, drunk. All right, off of all of their different philosophies. All right. And this is the truth. All right. So I'm going to just go down verse 3 and say unto the Ammonites, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh. Thus said said the Lord power, or Yahweh, Slakia, because thou sayest, aha, against my sanctuary, which are the Israelites, when it was profaned, all right, and against the land of Israel when it was desolate, and against the house of Judah when they went into captivity. All right, and we just, the point being, the particularly when you go down into it, all of these other heathens outside of the nation of Israel, they're against us. Even our 2/3 of our people are against us. All right, and you go down into it, okay. But these heathens, over history and such, they have always, have come up against us. They were down for our downfall, and they're all in confederacy. All right, with one another. All right. So I'm gonna skip down to Ezekiel the 25th chapter, verse 11. This is Ezekiel 25:11. And I will execute judgments upon Moab, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. All right. Okay. So the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to execute judgment. All right. Mashapat yum slakia mashapat yum on you Moabites. All right. Which this dude I believe it's called what is his name? Dr. Gene Kim or something like that. All right. Which his name doesn't even matter, But because he's just a damn devil, all right, a deceiver. Let me see if I can go into some wee bit of words. Want to go into that confederacy. See. But I'll get it later. For the sake of time, because I don't want to make this too long. We're gonna go, of course, to Ephesians 6 and 16. All right. Because our job, as I opened up in the lesson, our job, of course, is being, of course, defenders of the faith. All right. And we, of course, supposed to come up against all of these heathens. All right. These heathen who are non-Israelites, who have no understanding of the scriptures, and they come against a doctrine saying, all sorts of lies and such. And they don't even know the scriptures, and it's evident. And, here in this lesson, I'll go into just a couple examples, Lord willing. How? All right. So 6. This is Ephesians 6. Yeah, Ephesians 6. All right, it's going to go down to verse 16. All right, Ephesians 6 and 16. It reads, I'm going to start actually at 13. Or actually 12. I'll read it at 12. This is Ephesians 6 and 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. you know, in which we're, we're this is a spiritual battle in which we're in. All right. You know, we're in a spiritual battle. All right. We're going against, of course, all these nations, you know, and, we're using this word against them. All right. It says going on, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. All right. In which, these folks, these Christianity, all right, and the religion, the false religion of Christianity, they don't have any armor because they don't even have this truth. All right, they don't understand the scriptures. They don't apply these scriptures. They don't have no way or shape understanding of the Most High and His Son. All right, because they don't even know the basics of how He even looks. All right, and how He is. He's an austere man and such. All right. Ephesians 6:14. Stand therefore, having your loins girt with the truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, in which that's what we have. That's why we on our posts, as the watchman. All right. It says, above all, taking the shield of faith, all right, which is Amawan. We have, of course, this confidence, belief, which faith is a gift, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, the so-called white man and all you other heathen, All right, so we're gonna go into it now, all right, because this Moabite pastor, false prophet, all right, he he thinks that he of course we already know by default he's in Christianity, believes that all can be saved. All right. So we got that by default. But the scriptures, they clearly say otherwise. All right. And if this guy, if you see this video, you think that you could prove otherwise, then try us. Try us at Great Millstone. All right, try and debate the scriptures, which you can't because you clearly don't know them. All right, you don't go into the Hebrew, you don't go into the Greek or nothing. All right, you don't have no understanding. You just look at things at face value, and that's what you Christians do. You just read the book at face value. All right, you don't go into it. Deuteronomy. I need Deuteronomy 20. Let me see. Let me go into it. The 23rd chapter. All right, we're going to go to it. All right. And it goes on. This is Deuteronomy 23:3. An Ammonite or a Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh, even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord Yahweh forever. All right, so no Moabite can come, of course, into this truth to be even in the body of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They're profane. They're outside of the temple of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, the Lord ain't dealing with them. Okay. So you a Moabite, just falling off the so-called white man, whatever your name is, Gene Kim or whatever you want to call yourself. I don't care. We don't care. We don't care who you are. We just gonna get these scriptures and hit you with them. All right. And that's it. Okay. You had a claim in the video in which you claim that he claims that let me see if I can get it. All right, this is another proof, for you fake Christians. All right, or if you in it, don't be offended, because listen what he said. All right. one-sided and biased. You look at Genesis. Hold up. Not only that, you know what's really funny is that this same verse where they used to prove where burned means black, where they tried to teach this burned means black, they said it, not me, all right? These people claim it, not me. That's very one-sided and biased. You look at Genesis, one of the sons of Noah is Ham, right? So the Black Hebrew movement, they'll insist that they're not from this kind of seed right here. Some of them will argue they're not from Ham's seed. But do you know what Ham means in Hebrew? Wow. Wow. See, burn, blackish, etc. That's it doesn't mean burnt. All right. Ham when you are ham when you go into it, which ham. I go get a particular verse. So this you need to study up. All right. Where is that at? It was Genesis 5:2. Genesis 5:2. Or Sloggy, 1 second. I got it mixed up. Let's see. 5:32. And Noah was 500 years old, Slakia. And Noah begat Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All right. So when you go into it, Ham. All right, we use the Blue Letter Bible app, which allows us, of course, to go into the original Hebrew. All right. You know, we can go into the Hebrew. All right. Simple as that. All right. The original, going into the text and such. All right. Which, the Bible is beyond the English. You got to go back to the original to get the understanding. And the Lord has to, of course, be dealing with you and supping with you. All right. Hum in the Hebrew. All right. This means hot. Okay. Hot, not burnt. Okay. Hot. All right. And this is, of course, the ham or hum in the Hebrew are so-called Africans. All right. In which, yes, we are not Africans. All right. We're Israelites. We're whole nother nation. Because the Lord, he placed a difference between the Israelites and, of course, the so-called Africans, which Ham had Mizraim or the Egyptians, Slakia. Or wait, I believe let me see, I can go into it. I'm gonna read the verse. Exodus 11:7. But against any children of Israel, all right, the sons of Israel, all right, shall not a dog move his tongue, and you heathen are nothing but dogs, all right. Against man or beast, that ye may know how the Lord Yahweh doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. All right, which the Egyptians was a dark skinned race, which they are Hamitic, or from Ham. The Egyptians, they Ham, of course, had he had the sons Cush, the Egyptians. All right, he had our Mizraim. He had, of course, Phut. He had in Canaan. All right, and those are his sons, and you get that in the scriptures. Yeah, Egyptians, Matazar, Rayum. Yep. And we'll go into it. See if I can get it. Give me a moment. Alright, we'll go to it. And then because I gotta get the point. The point, he said we came out of Ham. We are Shem, out of Shem. Alright? Which Shem doesn't come out of Ham. Alright? You know, we don't say that you know, we're Hamites. Alright? Because I mean, I have to go and play back what he said. Let me just go and see if I can play back.
Wow. Wow. See, burn, blackish, etc. That's what Ham means. So this proof, this is not a good proof text. It proved to them, one, they are from Ham's seed. Two, that Jesus.
There's like we don't come out of Ham. All right, so we gonna go to that. Let me get that real quick. Let's see, where's my actual sword? Cause you know, you fake ministers, y'all have no understanding. I mean, you just tell people stuff and they don't ever study. All right, they don't read. You know, so you know clearly you could tell them anything, and you can write anything on your little drawing board and such, and magic marker and erase it. You know, they don't care. All right, you know, because they don't study. Okay, they won't question you. All right. So we gonna go to Genesis, the 10th chapter. All right, let's get to it. Genesis, the 10th chapter. All right, so you have Genesis 10:6. It reads, "In the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, Phut, and Canaan." All right, they don't say nothing about Shem. We kind of come out of Shem. All right. So I mean, what are you talking about? You know, you get, of course, out of these nations, these African nations, the Hamites. You get the Ethiopians, the Egyptians, North Africans, and South Africans. Okay, that's their biblical nationality. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, you know, we come out of Shem. All right, which when you go to I believe that is you go to Genesis 10, and I believe the 21st chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Like yeah, you go there. Unto Shem, all Genesis 10:21. Unto Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, which you get Eber, I believe is that in the Hebrew Ibar? Ibar, yep. Dealing with the Hebrews, all right. So going back, because these are considered Hebrews, all right. You know, but they're just not the chosen, all right. The children of Shem: Elam, Ashur, Arphaxad, and Lud. All right. Aram, and the children of Aram, Uz, Hul, Gether, and Mash. All right. And when you read it down into it, you know, you just read the descendants, okay? And Salakia, you know, with no, I think I may have misspoke, but earlier where I was saying the children of Shem. Well, out of this line, of course, you're gonna get the chosen. All right, out of this line, you know. Now, you know, that you can go into that in a whole nother, you know, lesson. The chosen. All right, we're gonna do Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and such. you know, and it goes through that whole line and such, which, you know, you can carry and follow the whole line, which that's, you know, a whole nother lesson, all right? But just had to make the point, you know, this dude is saying something we don't even claim, all right? You know, and, you know, we don't say we're black, you know, you have to go into the words, all right? Um, I mean, I believe you also claimed about the whole thing with the ruddy, you know, with you would say with what's that with I believe he brought out like Song of Solomon and such, and he basically claiming that I gotta go into what he actually said, but the dude, you know, he clearly don't understand scriptures. You know, he don't understand history. He denies it. All right. Um, you know, and it's just ridiculous. All right. When you go into, of course, Ruddy, you know, that whole thing. Let me see if I can quickly go through it because that's not even that crazy. Let me see. I believe that's First Samuel 16:12. All right, start there. This is 1 Samuel 16:12, and he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy and withal of all beautiful countenance, all right, in his face, and goodly to look to. And the Lord said, Arise, anoint him, for this is he. Of course, you know, at face value, you know, a lot of folks, they'll go into the dictionary and look up ruddy, and it says the definition is, of course, of or having a fresh or healthy red color. All right, now they're gonna, of course, claim that meaning he's so-called white man. All right, which I believe this particular this guy, he went to Song of Solomon. I'm not sure. Let me see, where was he at? Song of Solomon, the 5th chapter, and he claimed out Song of Solomon. Yeah, he went the Song of Solomon 5:10. My beloved is white and ruddy, the chiefest among 10,000. All right, now when you go into, of course, you would say ruddy. All right, you have to, you know, go into this word healthy. All right, in which, you know, going into it, let me see, he was like, you have to claim that King David was they say like he was saying like ruddy, meaning he was red and such, meaning like a so-called white man, which that's not the truth. All right, you have you know, the so-called white man changed words and such. All right, there's things called new speech or new speak. Slack here if I'm wrong with the title or the actual word, but you know, where they change up, you know, actual words and such, you know, because ruddy, say like when you go into it, let me see 1 second, let me get free dictionary, go into it as well. I mean, of course it means healthy. All right, you're dealing with King David. When you get the understanding, you're dealing with King David being young, youthful. All right, you know, he was brown skinned, you know. Let me see something. You know, he was from the tribe of Judah, of course, you know, because that's the same line that Yahushua came out of. All right, which that they're going to call Jesus Christ. So ruddy, yeah, ruddy duck. Let me see, you got that. So ruddy, inclined to a healthy, all right, reddish, often associated with outdoor life. All right, of course, when you go into it, you know, dealing with, you know, being in the sun and such. All right, and the Lord, of course, He took us out, of course, the earth, and you get that, of course, in you go to Genesis, I believe the first. Let me see, it's the first chapter. Let me see something. He formed man out of the dust of the ground. All right. See if I can get that. Let me just go into my actual physical sword. Genesis 2 and 7. Slakia. Gen 2. Alright. Genesis 2 and 7. And the Lord Yahweh formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living soul. Alright. And of course, when you go down obviously into it, the Lord, he took us, of course, out of the earth, which is various shades of brown. All right. You got hues, all right, which are light and dark. All right. You got the lighter brown and dark brown. All right. Of course, we have Edomites, so-called white man, who came out in Genesis 25, came out red, and they are various shades of red. All right. But King David wasn't a Edomite. All right. Now, when you go into the Song of Solomon, just a quickly, easily can cut. When you say, you read it, my beloved is white and ruddy. Where he didn't even go. I don't even know if he even go. I don't even remember him going into it. Which it's David Dawada. Let's see. It's white. You get the Hebrew word tzach. All right. And when you go into it, white, what this means. Because remember, the Bible was written, of course, and it was translated. All right. So you got to go back to the original language. All right. So tzach. All right. When you go to it, it means this: dazzling, glowing, clear, and bright. All right. Okay. Glowing. Okay. Now, let me see, Slack here. Go into it. We get Song of Solomon. See, let me get it real quick. The first chapter. Cause like when you actually go into it, we got that purity and such. All right, and that's what these folks, they don't understand. They don't understand this truth. All right, cause leave. What is that? It's another this is Lamentations 4 and 7. You see me go into it. Yeah, I thought this wasn't gonna be long drawn out, but it seems like it is. 4 and 7. What was it? This is Lamentations 4 and 7. Her Nazarites were purer than snow. They were whiter than milk. All right. Making a comparison. All right. When you go down to it, it says they were more ruddy in body than rubies. All right. Their polishing was of sapphire. Making a comparison. The purity. All right. Pure making. You can say was this like in a poetic sense. All right. you know, because we had the purity. All right, simple as that. Let me see. Solomon 1 and 5, if I'm not mistaken. This is Song of Solomon 1 and 5. It says, I am black. All right. You go into the word for black. Remember, there's no such thing as a black person. All right. You know, you have people, of course, from various shades of brown and then red, of course. All right. So when you go into it for black, you know, you get the Hebrew word, which is shachar. All right. And you have just black. All right. You know, meaning a blackish color. All right. Darkish color, which we knew Solomon and David were Judites. All right. You go to let me see Jeremiah 17. Let me see, what was it? See if I can get this precept. This is Jeremiah 14 and 2. Judah mourneth. Let me get it real quick. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground. All right. And the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. All right. Now, you know, meaning the Jews, you know, they're of course of color. They have, you know, they're dark skin. You know, obviously we know we were scattered, in which we did mix with other you know, the rest of the heathen wherever because you know the Jews been scattered amongst the four corners of the earth, in which this guy claims that the real Jews are the actual Jews that are in occupying Israel, you know, which that's a lie. You know, they are you know, they're you know, false. They're going at, they're actually claiming our actual identity of the real Jews, because the scriptures say what they actually are. You know, and these guys, you know, we can go precept upon precept with color scriptures and such, you know, about the Israelites, and they clearly don't want to acknowledge it. All right, so the black is Qadar in the Hebrew. All right, Judites. All right, they just got it. Dark. All right, simple as that. All right, to be dark. All right, so the Jews, they were dark. You know, so we go into it. King David, you know, his son Solomon, you know, they had color. All right, you know, when you go into that word ruddy, you know, really you get, of course, light, you know, and fair skin. You know, he was also you go into it. King David was you say handsome. All right, like when you go into like that whole account where, of course, you know, you had what's that, Goliath, David and Goliath, the whole you know, thing with that, you know, when of course you had Goliath was you know, a champion in the Philistines, and he was offended that, you know, that he was gonna have to, he was fight gonna, or they sent, of course, King David, you know, which King David, you know, looking, you know, when you go into the actual understanding, you know, of ruddy, you know, and in his actual continents, you know, he's you know, light, you know, meaning like fair skin. All right, you know, and of brown, because when you go into that word ruddy, like we can quickly go into it more. All right. Let me see. I can go into it. Like say I go ruddy duck. All right. Ruddy duck. You got reddish brown stiff-tailed duck of North America and South America. All right. So, like say, obviously, you could look up duck ruddy and such. Like say, like on of course online and such. You look up duck. You gonna get you can ruddy can be used, of course, describe brown. All right. But of course we have the so-called white man trying, of course, switch things up. All right, in which a lot of folks, they just can see, things and at face value, seeing that it's this and that, and don't go into it and not be studied and learn. They can easily fall for that stumbling block. All right, which we don't care about the so-called Christianity church and what they think. All right, because we only go by the scriptures. All right. Let me see. See what's the dude made more claims and such, but I mean, a lot of brothers and have addressed it. Like about the name and everything, and the dude don't understand nothing. All right. He's talking about calling a name in English and the language you speak and whatever. Man, nobody not even caring about that. So I'm gonna go just another precept. The whole ruddy thing. I mean, I don't even believe the dude came up with the whole ruddy thing, but it kind of was on that subject, so I had to, of course, address it a bit. But when you go into it, obviously, that when it said in Song of Solomon about it being white, it wasn't talking about like him being white. All right. No, and the Lord obviously clearly wasn't white when you go into the scriptures. I go into it like almost every day. When I do, or more so every mostly in many of my lessons with the Lord, and how is the actual image of the Lord. You bring out, of course, the Revelations 1 and 13 and such. Through 16. You go, of course, into your Daniels. I believe what's that at 10 and 5, if I'm not mistaken. We go into all that. So we only go by what the scriptures say, what the Lord looked like, what the prophets look like. We go into what actual Hebrew words, because English, they have multiple meanings for words and such. It's confusing. It's not straight to the point like the Hebrew. All right. So this is Proverbs 14 and 5. It says, a faithful witness will not lie, but a false witness will utter lies. In which you have this guy, what's his name, whatever, this heathen. All right, he's claiming all of this, what you see on his board, which is BS. All right, it's all crap. All right, and he just has no understanding. All right. I think I was gonna go into I forgot what I actually was gonna go into. I was gonna make a point about, of course, like I was saying, I think back in the Ephesians 6, the 6th chapter, because I just remembered. All right, because it says we supposed to quench the fiery darts, and I want to more so make this point. Ephesians 6 again and 16. All right. So reading back again, it says, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. And when you go into it, that word quench, when we go into it, because that's what we're doing. We pulling down all these strongholds, and that's why we got these fake Christians, coming up against the truth. All right, which is, it means to extinguish. To it says to quench. To go out, to be quenched. All right, in which we're extinguishing. All of these. These falsehoods. All right. We pulling down strongholds. All right. Because Christianity is a big stronghold, and they come with all of their lies. And we show you the proof, and they still, of course, don't deny. They still, they're so full of pride and won't just admit they're wrong. But you'll admit you're wrong on when you, of course, receive your judgment. All right. You'll understand it all when you're judged by Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right, for your wickedness. King David, Solomon, they were dark skinned and such. All right. We have various hues of us Israelites come in various hues, light skin, all right, light brown onto dark brown. All right. So I wanted to bring out that account. It's a certain precept with the account. Let me see. I can see if I can bring it out, and then I'll just end it out, because it's that ready thing. It's a major stronghold. Yep. Right there. This is 1 Samuel's. Let me see. You can read the account, but this is 1 Samuel's 17 and 42. It reads, and when the Philistine looked about and saw David that would die, he disdained him, for he was but a youth and ruddy of all fair continents. All right. In which, since we were taken from the earth, the ground is various shades of brown. All right. Which when you go into the earth, to Adam, you go into, of course, it means Adam. All right. Which go back to the root word Adama, which means ground and such. And there's various shades. All right. And it's easy to understand that. You see Philistine, which is the Hamites, are also a dark-skinned people. All right, are the the Philistines are Hamites. All right, Africans, so-called. And the Israelites are also dark-skinned as well. And now they see, of course, this King David being you would say a young, youthful, all right, light skin, all right. You if you go into it, like being, very light brown, okay. You go into do your research into the ruddy. We just going into it. We bit it goes. Some brothers in Great Millstone have went more deeper into it. But this goes on pertaining onto his visage and such. King David is you say handsome. And then you got this, this Goliath, and he's like, what the hell, like you, this dude supposed to fight me, huh? Smirk and such, and it even goes down to it, it don't matter what we look like and such, that's carnal, you know. But for the truth, all right, for the truth's sake, meaning of the scriptures, all right, for particularly like Slakia, when I'm going down into it, it does matter what we look like, but um, we know now that of course in the present time, Israelites, we look like all different nations, but it's all about the spirit, you know. But for the sake of the truth of the scriptures and color does matter, all right? Because it's noted and put in the scriptures. Yahweh Shem Shai said, of course, the things written before time are written for our learning, and which is very important because we've been lied to by the so-called white man about the image of the Most High, image of the saints, which are the Israelites, and of all the prophets, which David and Solomon, they were prophets and kings, all right, and we've been lied to for years, but now these strongholds are coming down, and you fake Christians, you just want to of course come up against it, but you don't know these scriptures, all right. You don't really know these scriptures. You don't understand etymology of words. You better go and try again, all right? Because the true men of the Lord, which are the true defenders of the Gospels, we out here. We out here, on the highways and hedges, to defend the good news, all right? Which is for the Negroes, Latinos, the Americans, all right, which are the biblical Israelites. Let's go back to the 12 tribes, all right. There's another precept I was gonna get, but it doesn't matter right now. The point is already made, with it, the purity, all right. He brought out the Song of Solomon. We dealing with, of course, purity and such. All right. And the Lord, he was not white. All right. And, I already done said it, so I don't even want to just keep saying, going on and babbling. All right. With that, I'm going to say, call halal Yahweh Shem Yahshua. All praises to the Most High and the Son. Of course, double honor to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Peace and salutation all the sincere Akim that's doing this work. All right. And, hopefully those that are sincere will get this. The elect will definitely get this. So you people that's following Christianity, if you're a Negro, Latino, American, descent, by, of course, you're going to be going by your father. You could be an Israelite, through the Spirit. It'll be revealed, if you bear witness with these scriptures, Yahweh Shem Shai predestined you to get it. If not, if you can't get it, you can just keep following whatever you're doing and keep doing what you're doing until you get destroyed, because it's false. All right, it's not the truth. All right, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.